Alright, welcome to Kung Fu Forever number 2. We're going to try this again because I deleted the original videos that I posted, and now we're going to start with the 5 police officer video that I deleted. So there are 5 police officers in Tennessee. They unalived a man. I didn't know how to approach it because the 5 police officers and the man that they unalived are one and the same in color. So 5 black police officers unalived the young black man who was like 29 years old, maybe younger. They are being charged with murder, and rightfully so. But see, when things like this happen, people often wonder why people of color have an issue with the police. So, anyway, this is one of the reasons why people have an issue with the police. Because when you think about it, a lot of people are they're not 1,000% happy with the way law enforcement treat people of color. Alright? And law enforcement since Trayvon Martin has had a bad rep. They've had a really bad rep on how they treat people of color, which has not been well for them earning civilians' trust. And as a person of color, my old saying is, if your skin tone is brown, you know you're going down, has never been closer to the truth than as of the citizens who are of color who have been unalived by police officers. Alright? So, with this last incident, in my original video, I said that, people of color are in more danger from people who look like them versus people who don't. These 5 police officers have proven me to be 1,000% correct. Alright? That being said, you have to weigh the pros and cons on how could this possibly happen. Again, I don't know all the details. It seems like every time I try to make a video, they're talking about it, and I don't want to mess up the video. So instead of looking at that, I just go with what I know. And sometimes going with what you know is best, but at the same time, it is not. These young officers, these 5 black officers, have no business having a badge or a job, and they are being charged with murder as far as I know. I will say this, though, all-heartedly. This is one of the reasons why people of color do not trust police officers at any given moment. A lot of people of color don't trust police officers if they don't have police officers in their family. I have police officers in my family, so I'm not exactly afraid of the police. Doesn't mean I trust them anymore, but I'm not exactly afraid of the police. I do know a few officers of color. One of my college professors was a police officer. If more cops were like her, I would trust the police more. But most cops are not like her, which is why a lot of people do not trust the police. Shout out to Miss Kemps, by the way. So, you have to understand quite a few things. And law enforcement is not an easy job, but the people who enforce the law are not above the law. And some people tend to think that they are. And my condolences to this young man's family. And to the families of the cops, man. Your lives are going to change too. But here's the thing. I care about their family, but I don't care about the cops. Because those damn cops knew better. They knew that people of color don't react well to cops. Yet, they beat this kid within inches of his life. Autopsy showed that. They talked about it on the news, and y'all need to keep an eye on that shit, man. And above all else, I want to say this posthumously, and I want you guys to understand something. I'm saying this as a defense mechanism, and sometimes I could be wrong. Me, I've never run from the police. I've never, ever ran from the police. I've never tried to outrun them in a car. I've never tried to outrun them on foot. I've never been physically arrested. I have been put in handcuffs twice, but I've also never ran from the police. Most of the times, you can talk it out, and 9 times out of 10, it's probably nothing. Now, if you're already on papers, that's a different ball game. But I've never really broken the law outside of a speeding ticket. I've had the cops handcuff me for driving a stolen car. I took 2 to the face for that one. And I had the cops handcuff me because my cousins on his mom's side got to fighting over a short cigarette and smashed a 211 beer on the ground. Now, luckily, the cops didn't know that they had the beer, and they were under 18. They were nowhere near 21, but they were under 18. And we went with my cousin, and he's their cousin on their mama's side, on his mama's side, and he's my cousin on my mother's side, which is his dad. And him and his cousin from Georgia left us. And the other 3 cousins fucked up. So I stopped doing good deeds. But because my another cousin on my mom's side is what got me handcuffed the first time with the stolen vehicle. I hadn't had a good year that year. I swear to God I hadn't. But, the thing is, people of color don't deal well with the cops. And I'm going to say this because I meant to say this before giving y'all those 2 short stories. Or 2 short versions of those short stories. Do not run from the cops. Because their adrenaline is on a whole nother level. And some people can't just cut it off and then think rationally when adrenaline is pumping everywhere. The worst thing you can possibly do is run from the cops. I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, you don't look black, so you shouldn't run from the cops. If your ass is brown, you're still going to go down. That's a fucking fact. But the fact of the matter is, running from the cops only makes it worse for you. So do not run from the cops. Turn yourself in if you want it. Deal with that. If you're in a situation where the cops show up and they tell you not to move, don't move. Let everything get cooled down, calmed down, and worked out. 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to wind up going home. With the situation with the beer bottle and the kids fighting over the short cigarette, got to go home. The situation of me driving a stolen car, I got to go home. Didn't spend a fucking night in jail. Once everything was explained and after my eyes stopped hurting, and after the K9 cop broke everything down and got me the fuck out of trouble, it was over. Because I did not do nothing stupid. I did not run from the cops. I did have the cop's gun on that one. I could have shot the cop. I would never been here because I'd have been in jail for the rest of my life over a car that I didn't steal. But that worked out. And as far as the short cigarette and the beer, well, the cop never found the beer on him, so couldn't get him for that. The only thing he could really do was get us for disorderly conduct. And we didn't get that. I explained the situation that we were waiting for our cousins, and they never showed back up. So the cop said, you're the oldest. I'm releasing these guys into your custody. If you can, get the fuck off of university grounds. I said, you ain't got to tell me twice. Let's go. They unhandcuffed us, and we all went down. We found our cousin, and I told him what the fuck had happened. And I said, now you take these motherfuckers home. I'm going home right now. And he's like, what? I said, I'm going home right now. But we all came together. Yeah, my home is in walking distance. You take them motherfuckers back to Keswick right now. I said, you can talk to me in 2 days, because then I won't be mad at you anymore. But I'm going home right now. And so, again, he took them wherever the hell they went. I can't say they went home, but I know I went the fuck home. So, don't run from the cops. And again, it is unacceptable that these 5 black cops beat this young black man to death. And it is acceptable that they are charged with murder. So, thank you guys for watching. I'm Echo Finn Grey Wolf. Be seeing you.